Assalamu alaikum students, hope you people are fine. Today we will start first unit of your science, that is understanding living things. And you know that what are living things? Living things are those which can move, grow, need food, breathe and reproduce. And you people are well aware of these terms because you have gone through these terms in your previous classes. Okay. Now in this unit we will discuss about characteristic features of living things, and these are given in the start of the unit on first page. And then all living things have at least 5 features in common, and these features are: living things are made up of cells, living things grow and change, living things need energy, respond to their environment, and living things reproduce. And we will discuss all these characteristic features of living things in detail. You can see that all these 5 features are given. These are explained. Before starting the living thing, first, that is living things are made up of cell. Before going to start it, look at these information under the heading do you know. And here the classification of organisms is mentioned. Organism means living things. Okay, organisms are basically divided into 2 broad classes: unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Unicellular means one, organism only have one cell, and multi means a number of cells. It means multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. Unicellular examples include amoeba, bacteria. Now look at the picture of amoeba. It is a unicellular organism. It is a single cell organism, and bacteria are also single cell organism. Then multicellular organism include plants, animals, and we people means human beings. We are made up of number of cells. Okay. Now look at the first feature of living thing, that is living things are made up of cells. Now first question is, what are cells? Just take the example of brick. Number of bricks joined together to form a wall. In the same way, number of cells joined together to form a living organism. You can see in this diagram that number of cells have been joined to form a living thing or a living organism. And we have discussed the example of human being, animals, and plants in multicellular organization. We have discussed in detail. In your book, the cells of onions are shown in diagram. You can see cell. I hope you have no clear idea about cell. And cells are so small that we cannot see them with our naked eye. We have to visualize them through an instrument that is called a microscope. Okay. Some living things are so small that they are made up of only one single cell. And we have discussed these terms in unicellular organism, and the other organisms which are made up of like animals and human beings. They have millions of cells in their bodies, and we have discussed these 2 terms, unicellular organism and multicellular organisms, in this part. Okay. And now we will discuss second feature, that is living things grow and change. We have seen in our daily life that puppies grows into dogs, bird changes into flowers, and flower produces fruits and seeds through which new plants comes out. And you can see the young ones with their adults in this picture, and it is our daily life observation. Then animals, and we have seen that animals stop growing after some time. We will not grow any taller after few years, and obviously our body parts will not increase in size, but a plant keeps on growing as long as it lives. New leaves and branches keep appearing on it. Okay. And keep this thing in your mind, that the cells grow to a certain size, but living things grow by producing more and more cells. The more cells we have, the bigger we are. Now, another important property that is living things need food, need energy. We need energy. For that, we have to find food. Animals have to find food, but plants make their own food by the process called photosynthesis. You can see in this picture that plants take or absorb carbon dioxide from the air, and in presence of sunlight and green pigment that is called chlorophyll, and they absorb water and make their own food. Okay, and this chlorophyll, the function of the chlorophyll is to trap the energy of the sun that is important for photosynthesis, and photosynthesis is the process of manufacturing of food. Now the oxygen which plants make, we utilize that oxygen for the process of respiration, and we have lungs where the respiration process takes place. We have two lungs of your a pair of lungs. We exhale carbon dioxide and inhale oxygen that is provided by plants, and this oxygen is required for food conversion into energy. And now you can visualize the complete process in this picture. Plants in presence of sunlight makes oxygen, and we inhale that oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide, and plants absorb that carbon dioxide. Okay, we absorb or we inhale oxygen, which is utilized to convert food into energy, and remember that food is converted into energy inside the cells, and this energy is required for normal body functions, to grow, to move around, and to keep our bodies healthy. Now you have to keep these two processes, that is photosynthesis and respiration, into your mind. Okay. Different animals respire in different ways. Some animals such as mammals have lungs like human beings, and insects have tiny holes called spiracles. These holes are called spiracles, and through these holes insects respire. And fishes have gills. Fishes uses these gills for the process of respiration. These are gills. You can see in the diagram. Their leaves called stomata. You can see a small opening that is called stomata for the exchange of gases. Okay. Next one is living things respond to their environment. And what is environment? Environment is everything around a living organism or living thing. You can see in this picture the environment of animals. Keep this thing in your mind that sunlight and weather are important components of the environment. Most of the animals can sense their environment with the help of their sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, skin, and tongue. When an animal sees food, it moves towards it to catch it. When an animal feels cold, it tries to find shelter. Now like animals, plants do not have sense organs. Okay, but they have but they can feel changes around them, just like that. Take the example of plant, that is touch me not. If someone touches the leaves of this plant, this plant can feel something touching them and respond by closing its leaves. You can see in this picture. Now last one is living things reproduce. We know that new living things come from adult living things. Animals reproduce by giving birth to babies or by laying eggs from which babies comes out, and plants produce seeds from which new plants come out. Now I hope you have clear idea about features of living organisms and classification of organisms. Okay, now next you have to do these exercises on your book. This is page number 4. Question number 1, put a tick for true and a cross for false, and you have to give a reason for your answer. Okay. Then second question, name these. You have to read all these statements and write a single word answer, or the answer which comes to which best suit to this statement. Okay. Then question number 3, how do plants and animals differ in growth, taking food, respiration, reproduction, and movement? And we have we have discussed all these things in the unit. You have to read the unit well, and then you can see the video again for the clarification of your concept, and then attempt these questions in neat writing, and you have to submit or you have to take picture of this page and then show me your home task. Okay. Now I hope that all these things, all the concepts of the unit are clear to you.